Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on a interesting viewer question, and that relates to her propensity to attract narcissistic and psychopathic relationships into her life. People who take advantage of her beauty, people who take advantage of her sexuality, her good heart, her money, her willingness to take them in, give them lots of and tons of affection, play the games with them that these types of individuals engage in, and she's not able to see it really for what it is. And I'd like to really delve into real quick, really in essence, the psychopathic abuser and their inhibited fear response, and why this is so difficult to detect when you're being abused by a psychopathic individual. Studies have shown that the psychopath, a personality disordered individual, which is really more severe than that of a narcissistic individual, but oftentimes there's a sharing of the continuum. They do not really experience fear the way that most people do, and they don't really register fear or pain the way that other people do as well. So when I say other people, I mean really in essence the large or bulk of society. So certain behaviors that would be fearful to engage in, for example, stabbing somebody, shooting somebody, disrupting their family life, destroying their business, destroying a company, destroying the life of a child, is not received as fearful or high-risk behavior. It is interpreted by them as completely morally acceptable. This lack of empathy for others extends to their ability to recognize fear in others. So when others are truly fearful, afraid, unhappy, feeling this gaslighting effect, this terror, they really watch it and observe it with amazement, wonder, and really in a sort of joking, jovial way. So I think what she had also notated in her comment is that the psychopathic individual tended to laugh at her pain and really just kind of walk away, and was really engaged in another relationship very quickly. And this was so devastating, and this created an experience of post-traumatic stress syndrome in her. So yes, there's studies who have registered these psychopathic individuals, and they have really looked at their fear response, and they don't have an empathy. They don't have an understanding of really what this fear is like. So they're very much able to engage in these high-risk, hurtful behaviors that ordinary people, ordinary, I'm using again as a not a real technical term, but those with a conscience, let's define it that way, that those people who have a conscience, a sense of right or wrong, would stop themselves. It's just morally incomprehensible to conduct themselves in this way, or conduct relationships in this manner. So the psychopathic individual completely has this moral acceptability of these antisocial behaviors. And so in terms of being on the same page with them, you are not on the same page. But the reason you have perhaps been attracted by these people is because there was something in your past that permitted this sort of individual to seem exciting, enticing, relatable to you, and you allowed this gap to create also this sort of void in your past, which you have these unmet needs, perhaps of abandonment, perhaps of getting back at your parents, this rebelliousness that's at the seat of a lot of this. It's usually, I find that the propensity to stay with victimizers is related to really a projection or an anger or a rage that you're trying to get back or act out at somebody. So rather than being able to confront this person and let them know that you refuse, that you were disappointed, that you deserve better, and being able to basically confront, declare this, and release your anger. This is what we call repress, which means it's still there in the back of your mind, focusing and helping to direct your life in a lot of ways. It can also oftentimes be the seat of a lot of energy if you have these past hurts that are buried. And so if you tend to attract and are drawn to and find this stimulating, it's because chances are you're rebelling, you're trying to get back at your parents or your siblings or whoever it was that created this original hurt in your life, and you're self-sabotaging yourself. Unbeknownst to you, it's underneath the surface. It's a subconscious what you're attracted to. If you're attracted to a certain color, a certain smell, a certain food, a certain art style, certain types of books, certain types of people, it's because there's a value. There's something that you relate to and connect to, and you might not be able to articulate it, but you have a connection there, and chances are that connection you can draw back to certain earlier experiences where your values were created and instilled in you, and it's directing your life unbeknownst to you. So it's very interesting and important to kind of uncover these and release these and find really what is the core of you, what makes you tick, why you value what you value, why do you appreciate why you appreciate, and furthermore, why your talents are the way that they are. You can very much understand the drive and then very much work to your strengths once you understand this. And so this can work in the positive or in the negative. So if you're trying to rebel and end up really sabotaging yourself to get back at the wounding individual, realize that behavior is not going to get you anywhere. It's really just going to act and cause a lot of struggling in your life and a lot of heartache as well. So perhaps look at the types of people who you're attracted to and begin to become aware of why you're attracted to this person, and see if instead you can come from a healthier part of yourself that's a little bit more self-protected, a little bit more keen, a little bit more savvy as to how these people operate. And realize furthermore that if you're attracted to this bad boy, and for the gentlemen who are our viewers, this bad girl, personality type who, is a wild card, etc. Realize that, perpetually, this is not going to give you the results that you're looking for if you're looking for that connection. Because really what the heart of her question is that, she wants something real. She wants her relationships to be have her cake and eat it too. To be able to drink her poison and have it, transform into basically, the nectar of life, and and sort of have that duality emerge and integrated. So I would say, look at those individuals who you've been attracted to, who have taken you down the wrong path, realizing that their self-destruction becomes your self-destruction. And, you need to become self-confident and trusting of yourself, because it's your distrust in yourself which is attracting these victimizing individuals. So if you can learn to trust yourself, be a little bit more accountable to yourself, and realize that at the end of the day, I have to be accountable for me, my sort of stability